Let's talk about RV lifestyle memberships.
Hi everyone, I'm Paul.
And I'm Amber. Welcome to our channel. Recently, while we were in a state park, someone who is new to full-time RV living asked us what memberships we have, so we decided to talk about that in today's video. Whether you are full-time RVing like us or just weekend and occasional campers, membership needs can be very different from one RVer to the next.
In this video, we're going to show you our memberships.
Yes, and how much we have used them in this first year of full-time traveling and how much we paid for them. Let's get started.
The RV lifestyle memberships that we use are
Thousand Trails Adventure Club with Trails Collection Plus,
Escapees Club with mail service,
Harvest Host,
Texas State Park,
National Park Pass,
Good Sam's,
and, of course, the Airstream Association membership. Now we're going to take a look at each one of these. Let's talk about the most complicated and the most expensive membership we have, and that is Thousand Trails. So when we were getting ready to full-time RV, we were looking at the average lot fees that we were paying every month. We realized it would be way too expensive without memberships to help us pay for that monthly living cost traveling out on the road. So we decided to get the Thousand Trails membership before we retired and started full-time traveling. We started with the Elite membership, which was a little under $8,000 and $500 in annual dues, which we broke up and paid about $46 a month. We then decided, looking further into and actually starting to book things, that we were going to hit a bit of a problem with having to be out of the Thousand Trails system at certain times and being more limited in how far ahead we could book, and we realized that it was going to be a problem. So we decided to upgrade from the Elite Thousand Trails membership to the Adventure Club membership with the option of Trails Collection Plus. When we upgraded our membership to the Adventure Club, it brought our total membership to a little under $16,000. And when we added Trails Collection Plus, it increased our dues from $500 a year to about $1,115, which divided up into monthly payments was $92, I think, and something cents. Now, for our membership, we did not want to have our annual monthly due cost in addition to our annual monthly membership cost. So we paid off that $16,000 for the membership so that all we were paying was the annual dues, which we break up into monthly payments. It made it more affordable for us once we retired to do it that way. For the Thousand Trails membership, the Adventure Club membership specifically, I will say it is not worth that cost unless you are like us and you are full-time traveling in the system. We knew that this membership, as expensive as it was, would pay itself off in 2 years of full-time traveling. So that's why we chose to purchase such an expensive membership, mainly for that Trails Collection Plus, which allows us to go Encore Park to Thousand Trail Park with no having to be out of the system for so many days and such like that. Also, because we're full-time living in our RV and traveling, we also can get little things like being able to be in the system booked for 2 holidays at one time, which before we didn't have. Little things like that just made it very worth it for us to pay that much money.
Yeah, and we also could stay 21 days at a time. And there's several times, like 4 times during the year, we can up it for 28 days.
Yes.
And also, that's also in the trails collection. You can stay 21 days, park to park to park.
And another big reason that we upgraded our membership as well is because we can book further in advance. That was a real big thing for us because what we're finding right now is whether you're in the Thousand Trails or Encore, or state parks or anywhere right now, they're full. And sometimes getting in is hard to do. So some of the cons are that even though we paid all that money for this membership, we do still have to pay at some parks $3 a day for electric because we're 50 amp. If you have a 30 amp rig, you don't have to pay that $3 a day, but we do. But when you're talking about staying somewhere nice for 21 days and you're only paying $3 a day, that's still very good.
And that's not in all parks. In some parks, you don't pay anything. The one in Mesa that we stayed at, I didn't pay a dime.
Also, I will tell you that with the Thousand Trails Park, one of the cons is that from park to park to park and state to state to state, the maintenance is very inconsistent between the parks. You may go to 1,000 Trails Parks and it's really nice with a lot of amenities, very well kept, very clean. The maintenance is great. They're fully staffed. And then you may go to another 1,000 Trails Park, which has very limited 50 amp hookups, has very little maintenance. It's not very well taken care of. They're short staffed. The roads are bad, which is what we're experiencing now where we're at. But it's very inconsistent from Thousand Trails. We do prefer the Thousand Trails collection plus with the Encore parks. They tend to be a lot nicer. And then
they're more like resorts.
Yes, we love the Encore parks. But I mean, depending on where you're at and what is available, we stay everywhere. There are some parks we have marked off our list for Thousand Trails that we won't go back to. So keep that in mind.
Now let's talk about our Escapees membership.
So we pay $175 annually for our Escapees membership, but that includes their mail service. When you're on the road, you have to have somewhere to get mail. Now, a lot of the things we have changed to electronic mailing so that we don't have to have physical mail from whoever, but there are some things that you can't do that. You have to have a physical address to receive mail.
A lot of things you need a physical address, like your driver's license, your insurance. It all goes through the mail service, so it works out real good for us.
They're very secure. We have not had any problems with them. And we were a little bit nervous at first because when we were waiting for important retirement paperwork and having them open and scanning it, we were like, ooh, wow, that's a big security thing. But we have had no problems with them. Their customer service is awesome.
They're real nice.
Yes, we have only good things to say about their mail service.
And also, going away from the mail service, Escapees also has a RV boot camp, which we haven't been to yet. But I'm going to take this one.
I guess he thinks I need it.
But anyway, they have an RV boot camp. They have scales. They got everything right there. They're the boot camp. They show you how to drive with a trailer, drive a motorhome, show you how to empty your tanks, all that stuff. They'll show you it all.
Yeah, and for those of you that don't know, their main place is located in Livingston, Texas.
And they also have, they got parks throughout the United States. They got one park in New Mexico. They got another park in Arizona. And
we'll just tell you right now that we paid $175 for the regular membership and the mail service. But really, I don't think we've ever stayed at an Escapees park so far.
Not yet.
Not yet. So really, we're only getting out of that $175 the mail service. That's what we're really utilizing. We have not utilized staying at an escapees park, but we might. Let's look at our state park membership.
We pay $76 for our Texas State Park Pass. State Park Pass is when you purchase it, it's usually just for the state that you purchase it for. The reason why we purchase Texas State Park Pass, because that's our home state, so we use it quite a bit.
In the next 2 months, we have 4 state parks booked that are not Texas. So we have to pay full cost for those.
The State Park Pass, it includes your daily fees. You don't have to worry about paying your daily fees and vehicle fees. You do get a discount for camping, so the daily pass is what really helps out a lot. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, when he says pay for your camping, he's talking about your overnight camping. So they vary. The cost for each night to stay in a state park can vary, but we're finding it's anywhere between $10 and $25 a night, depending on the state park that you're booking in. And we have stayed in a lot of state parks so far. Just in the 4 months we've been full-time traveling in Texas, we've stayed at several, and it has paid itself off multiple times for us. And like I said, we've stayed in, other state parks, but we don't have annual memberships for them. So if you're wondering why we're staying in state parks when we pay this huge fee to stay at Thousand Trails, it's because there are gaps between Thousand Trails and Encore parks in the U.S. And we use the state park membership or not, we just use state parks in general to fill in those gaps. So because we want to keep our cost of living down, we only stay at state parks when we're going between point A and point B in the Thousand Trail system for anywhere from 2 to 7 days max, just to keep our cost of living down.
And also, when we're traveling, we only travel so many miles a day, and we want to take a break. So that's another way that we take our breaks too.
Stay somewhere overnight or for a couple nights while we're traveling somewhere else. So just on a note, I think that the only real con for purchasing a state park pass is that it's only good for the state that you're in. So if you're full-time traveling like us, you may or may not utilize that depending on how you travel.
Now let's talk about a Harvest Host membership.
So for Harvest Host, we pay $63 a year, which is pretty cheap.
And the reason why we got it cheaper than usual is because we got a discount from one of our other memberships for it.
Yes, and supposedly, and we'll see because we've only paid 1 year so far, but that's supposed to lock in that price for us at $63 a year.
But if you let it overlap, then you go back up.
Yeah. So we use Harvest Host to stay just for one night overnight camping when we're traveling from point A to point B. And since we started traveling in August, we've been traveling full-time for 4 months. We've stayed at 4 different Harvest Host locations, and we have enjoyed every single one of them.
Now, it's free to stay overnight at the Harvest Host locations.
Yes, and what cool experiences you get, because they have farms, they have wineries, they have breweries, they have historic and museum sites. I think the golf locations are extra.
Yes, that's extra.
We don't golf, so we didn't pay for that extra. But man, we've had some fun at like the alpaca farm, the wineries we've been to. It's just really cool experience that you get when you stay at Harvest Host locations. So now let's talk about the cons with staying at a Harvest Host location.
Now, one of the cons is no hookups.
Yes.
All boondocking.
Yes, so depending on what time of the year, if you're in, 100 degree, 90 degree, or even 80 degree weather and you have no hookups, you might be very hot. Or if you're in a very cold area, then that might be a problem for you as well. So just keep that in mind.
I would say another thing is you had the expectation to spend $20, but It usually don't go that way. We usually spend more.
Yes. So the expectation is that you'll spend a minimum amount of money, and usually they have that on their website, on the Harvest Host location, of what that amount is. But we have found that we are spending more than that minimum every time we stay. So it actually can end up costing you more than what it would cost you just to go to an RV park overnight or stay somewhere free overnight like Cracker Barrel, because you're boondocking either way, but you miss that experience. This is one membership that we will continue with.
Yeah, we like it. Now let's talk about our National Park Pass.
So we pay $90 a year for our National Park Pass until Paul hits 62 in 2 years. And then we will get the lifetime National Park Pass.
Now the National Park Pass covers national parks, national forests, national monuments, and Corps of Engineers.
And we don't really have any cons for the National Park Pass. We've used it several times. We used it at the Grand Canyon. We used it for several of the national monuments that we went to, and were just pleasantly surprised when they said, oh, you don't have to pay anything because you've got this National Park Pass. We've used it.
Yeah, to get in the gate, you usually pay a fee, but with the Park Pass, you don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
Now let's talk about Good Sam's.
So a Good Sam membership is actually very cheap. I think we pay $79 every 3 years.
Now we use these Good Sam's at RV parks that are Good Sam's parks. We also use it for discounts at Camping World. We also use it for a discount for gas at Pilot and Flying J's.
Yes, so this, even though we don't stay at a lot of Good Sam parks anymore since we got the Thousand Trails membership and are traveling full time, we use it all the time for the gas discounts and for the RV parts and things that we get at Camping World. But those gas discounts, when you're full-time traveling, gas is a big cost, and any discount that you can get for gas is a good thing.
We was talk about gas prices. Gas prices are high. The discounts for Pilot and Flying J's is like 8 cents a gallon for diesel. But there's something new that's going on with Escapees. Going back to Escapees, they just started. I don't know all the details yet, but you can save up to 29 cents a gallon for diesel.
Yeah, so we got to look into that.
So I'm still investigating that part. Yeah, there's the times we had to go by Camping World to get parts. The trip on the way to Arizona, I had to stop at Camping World to get a part. And
lots of parts, I think.
Yeah.
We had a lot of stuff break down in Arizona. But yeah, we used it a lot. So that's one we're keeping. Now let's talk about the Airstream membership that we have, which is the Wally Byam Club.
We paid $95 a year for this membership, and that also includes our local chapter too.
Yeah, so if you don't know, when you are part of the International Airstream Association with Wally Byam, they have the International Association, but then you also become part of a local chapter for Airstream wherever you're located. So when you join the Airstream Association, you have a unique number that is assigned to your Airstream. So if you see Airstreams rolling down the road like ours that have red numbers on the front, sometimes the front and the back, sometimes just one or the other, that is because they're part of the Airstream Association. And it's a cool thing.
Yeah. Not all club members do put their numbers on, but a lot of us do.
Yeah. Loud and proud, baby. Loud and proud.
Another neat thing is there's Airstream parks across the United States which you get discounts at, and they're pretty neat. All exclusively for Airstreams.
Yeah, really cool. We've been to just one so far, and that's in Hillsboro, Texas at the Intac Park there, which I love. I love it there.
Actually planning on hopefully sometime this year we'll make to the one in Georgia.
Yes. And actually had a viewer say, hey, come see us. We would love to meet you. And we just might do that. Yes, we have not, unfortunately, attended a lot of Airstream rallies since we joined the Airstream Association, but we do have a big one planned this year.
Because at first we were working, and now we're retired. We're on the road all the time, so we really haven't done it. But we will be at the International Rally this year, coming year, in Maine.
2022 International Airstream Rally is in Maine in July, and we are so excited. So if you are an Airstream member and plan on being there, please give us a shout out, and we hope to meet you there. We also, and I don't think this has
just last night we registered for the
Alumapalooza
at the Airstream factory
in Ohio. So we'll be there in September. And again, if any of you are going to be there, we hope to see you there. Did we get a discount for that? I don't think so.
No, I didn't get a discount for that.
Yeah, so we just totally went off the rail here talking about Alumapalooza, but anyway, it's a whole bunch of Airstreamers that are going to be there as well. But the Airstream Association, we like being a part of the membership because we are all fanatical about Airstreams. We love them so much and love being a part of that Airstream Association. Regarding, are we getting anything back in discounts? We don't really stay a whole lot at the Airstream parks. So I don't, other than going to the rally and being able to do that, I don't know that we'll actually ever really get our money back on that. I'm not sure.
It's just part of the fun.
Yeah, this is one of those memberships that you do just to be a part of the Cool Kids Club with the Airstream Association. But we love it, and it's worth it to us. And it's $95 a year. As long as we can do it, we're going to keep it.
I don't want to take the red numbers off.
Oh, yeah.
No.
So again, if you are an RVer, whether full-time or part-time, your needs for memberships, depending on where you live and what you need, are going to be very different. We've shared with you today our memberships. Again, we've only been full-time traveling for 4 months now, so there may be memberships out there that we would benefit from but don't know about. So if you know of those, please leave us a comment below, because we're learning about all the things out there that are available to us and would love to hear from you also. We did not in any way go in great detail about this memberships. All of that information is available to you online. We just shared what we have, why we have it, how we use it, and a little bit of the pros and cons, and we just hope that that was helpful. One of the things we absolutely love is when viewers comment on some of the videos that we do about full-time air streaming or just full-time RVing in general, and say how much it helped them or how much we gave them ideas that they themselves can do, and we love that. So if there's any other videos you would like us to film, please let us know. We would love to do that for you. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing and being part of our YouTube family. Just today, we were so excited because we hit 600 subscribers. So thank you. We love you guys. In next week's video, we are going to share some things we did, such as Dinosaur World and Fossil Rim Safari in Whitney, Texas.
Let it be a surprise.
We'll let it be a surprise, and we'll catch you then. We love you, my friends. Don't forget to live safely and simply.
And dream big.
And do life. Bye, everybody. Mwah.